What truly shapes the world? Ideas, power, or the balance between the two? Imagine three people looking at the same society. One questions its very foundation, asking, "What is truth?" Another sees a battlefield of influence, thinking, "How do I gain control?" And the third? They analyze both perspectives, asking, "How does power shape truth? And how does truth challenge power?" These three figures, the philosopher, the politician, and the political philosopher, each see the world through a completely different lens, but together, they define the very structure of our societies. Today, we'll explore how they think, how they clash, and how, without even realizing it, they influence our everyday lives. Let's start with the philosopher, the eternal seeker of truth. If a politician is concerned with power, and a political philosopher with how power works, the philosopher cares only about one thing: understanding the fundamental nature of reality. Socrates, the father of Western philosophy, once said, "The only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing." This idea, relentless questioning, defines the philosopher's mindset. They doubt everything, challenge assumptions, and dismantle even the most sacred beliefs. Think of René Descartes. He doubted everything, even his own existence, until he arrived at his famous conclusion: "I think, therefore I am." Philosophers operate like scientists of ideas, running endless experiments in their minds, searching for universal truths. But here's the catch. Philosophers don't concern themselves with practicality. They ask whether we even can know the truth, while the world moves on without waiting for an answer. That's where the politician comes in. Unlike the philosopher, a politician has no time for endless questioning. Their world is not one of abstract ideas, but of influence, strategy, and power. A politician doesn't ask, "What is truth?" They ask, "What do people believe to be true, and how can I use that?" Niccolò Machiavelli, the Renaissance political thinker, captured this mindset perfectly when he wrote, "It is better to be feared than loved, if you cannot be both." For a politician, perception matters more than reality. The goal is to gain and maintain power. Look at history's great leaders: Winston Churchill, Barack Obama, Julius Caesar. They didn't win influence by discovering deep truths, but by mastering the art of persuasion. They knew how to inspire, how to manipulate, and how to make people believe in their vision. A philosopher is like a scientist, testing theories. A politician? A chess player, thinking 5 moves ahead, making sacrifices and knowing exactly when to act. But what happens when these two worlds collide? When power meets philosophy, that's where the political philosopher steps in. A political philosopher doesn't just ask what is true, nor do they simply seek power. Instead, they ask, what is the right way to organize society? Thinkers like Karl Marx, John Rawls, and Hannah Arendt didn't just observe the world. They analyze systems, how power operates, who controls it, and who benefits. Karl Marx famously argued that history is the story of class struggle, the powerful exploiting the powerless. His ideas laid the foundation for communism, changing the world forever. John Rawls, on the other hand, tried to design a just society, asking, what if we had to create a system without knowing where we'd end up in it, rich or poor, powerful or powerless? His veil of ignorance thought experiment is still debated today. Political philosophers don't just critique the world, they shape ideologies. They're like referees, seeing both the players, politicians, and the rules of the game, systems of power. And their ideas often lead to revolutions, sometimes peaceful, sometimes not. So, which of these three has the biggest impact? Philosophers bring enlightenment. Socrates' questioning helped lay the foundations of democracy. Politicians bring power. Leaders like Napoleon and Churchill changed history through strategy and action. Political philosophers shape ideologies. Marx's ideas influenced entire nations, leading to communism and socialism. But they also depend on one another. Without philosophers, politicians have no guiding principles. Without politicians, ideas remain ideas, never becoming action. And without political philosophers, we never question how power itself works. Think about the world today. Who controls it more? The thinkers, the leaders, or the ones who shape the systems behind them? So, which one matters most, the philosopher, the politician, or the political philosopher? Is it the dreamer who seeks truth, the leader who wields power, or the analyst who understands both? As the French philosopher Michel Foucault once said, "Power is not truth, but truth can become power." The question is, who gets to decide which truths shape our world? Let's continue this conversation in the comments. What do you think? Who has the greatest influence, the philosopher, the politician, or the political philosopher? And if you enjoyed this breakdown of how different minds shape society, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more thought-provoking content. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.